completely dark.
As you can see, when I turn the flashlight off, you can't see anything. Without this flashlight, I'm done for.
That was wild, bro. And you know, for a moment, you imagine if like something went wrong, or
what if there's an earthquake?
Anything. What if the walls closed and crushed you? And
right.
You know, your mind plays tricks on you a little bit while you're going through it.
Walking sideways again.
You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This fifth line, look how scuffed up it is. So this is why there's a big debate. I mean, it's very difficult. You can't tell what's the scratch, what's just the wear in this versus what's an actual letter. But there's this big debate. You ever read about, is it the royal cubit? Is it?
Yeah.
Well, what this
Egyptian?
Imagine this set off a storm for the scholars, because they're like, well, if you're talking about the Egyptian cubit, the math actually works at 1,000 cubits.
No way. Because if you notice, Hezekiah's stone has an ankh on it.
Not this.
No, I'm talking about the other one.
Yeah.
So you can put 2 and 2 together. They're still working with this is still the Egyptian world.
You got to figure that out.
Wow, you hear that, everybody? We're doing archaeology right now. So I'm walking down right now. We're going to Hezekiah's tunnel.
Yeah, we need to get in a place and turn all our flashlights off so we can probably.
There's Derek Lambert right there. He's doing his own thing.
So let me give y'all a little bit of the fear factor before we go in there.
Oh yeah.
Because it just slipped my mind.
Water snakes?
Yeah, no, not actually. But what we do have is, when we get to the bottom, it's not too late if somebody goes, oh, I don't want to do that. But I just want you to know that it's 433 meters, 1,750 feet. It is dark, but you have a flashlight, right? It's somewhat cramped in places. At other times, it's going to be really high. But that's the way that they constructed the tunnel. I first thought that maybe they were trying to impress the boss from the outside, and they made it real tall at first. But actually, that's part of the engineering, right? So they started, and they were swinging just regular, but they had to work their way down because you have to create the plumb so that the water flows. That's the whole purpose of it, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I just thought that they were just doing a really good job, because by the time you get in the middle, you're going to be duck walking a little bit. Except, I'm the perfect size human, so I can go through without a lot of duck walking. Some of you guys are,
Yeah, the last time I remember was like this.
Perfect sized human.
Who says that?
I've known Ross for 14 years.
What kind of stones are on the bottom that we're walking over? Big ones?
What's that?
Are we walking on big stones?
As I recall, it's fairly smooth.
Okay.
Is it slippery smooth? It's not slippery smooth.
The lady inside said there's a lot of metal grating.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Actually, some lady who just did it told me that my feet are gonna hurt on the metal grates in these shoes, and I was just looking at her.
Really?
In what world? How?
She doesn't know what you have.
Yeah.
She's misjudging what you have.
That's what I was thinking. Like, I don't know about that.
She thinks you got socks on.
I was walking over those rough rocks, those rough loose rocks the other day with you, so I was like, I don't think it's gonna be worse than that. Like,
oh, we're really going down. We're going down.
Down into the valley.
Yeah.
you can write, I'm sure. Yeah, keep right. Yeah, it's international politeness to keep right. No, but even in the UK where they drive on the left-hand side, they still keep. Is that right? Yeah. I don't think so.
No.
We're gonna walk to the other end.
No, we're going to come out in the Siloam pool.
Oh, that's right.
That's a name that's familiar. What text is that in? Siloam Pool?
The Siloam pool was made by Isaiah.
Yeah, I heard that before.
Yeah, so when we get down, I'll give you some good stuff there.
Yeah. Ooh, to the water system. Warren Shaft. I like that.
Thank you.
Hezekiah's Tunnel.
You got your water shoes.
They're in front of the hotel. I go, these are going to be perfect for tomorrow. Yes. Yes. Yeah. I can throw them right in the garbage when I'm done.
Use it one time, right?
Right.
Yeah, that worked out okay.
Yeah.
And they call it Warren Chef because he found it, right? After.
Yes, you ready?
Guys, it gets exciting now. Really exciting.
Woo!
So why aren't you going? And, I didn't say the water would be safe.
Let's do it. You just go to the next level. So you guys in a video, just so you know, so she was asking about Warren Shaft. So Warren gets credit, like Warren discovers this in 1838. But really, we have records of people talking about it from the 1600s. But Warren is the man. I mean, Warren comes in, these guys are all, these 19th century explorers all over the place. So Warren in 1838 finds it. You have everybody who's anybody in the 19th century, these explorers, they're all through here. We have Condor, we have Robinson, everybody that's anybody in the 19th century, they're coming through this.
Wow.
It's not like it is now. Like right now, you go in there and it's, I mean, they didn't have all this, obviously. They're hiking, they're climbing down, they're pushing brush aside, and it's uncontrolled. It's not like it's regulated. Sometimes the water rushes in on them. I mean, it was scary back then, but now they've cleaned it all out where it's a level flow. So we shouldn't have that today.
Nice.
Thank God, right?
Let's do this. Going. Descending down into Hades.
Yeah, even those that are doing the dry route are going to come with. We're all doing the same to a certain point.
Ooh, look at this. Oh, this is what they found here? This is stuff they found here? Or is this just random stuff? Do you know?
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's stuff that they found.
Oh, it says it right here.
Yeah. So they could have, I don't know if they found that there, if it's City of David.
Right, it might just...
Yeah, that's not in the tunnel.
Right.
Good question there.
Yeah, it would have been interesting.
So this is just, the modern walkway to get you ready. Like right now, if this is making you feel a little uncomfortable, you better turn around. You better turn around.
No, I'm good. You gonna learn today?
Ain't no going back, boy.
Oh, I've seen video. Simca's been here before.
Yeah, watch it.
I've seen this video before.
There's an emergency exit down to the right of that? Oh, no, it's right here to the right. Okay. Wow, this goes far.
We're going down.
This is steep.
We're going into Hades.
Yeah, a lot of tour groups, a lot of people come through here, obviously. But we have to, no.
This is probably the lowest. This is probably the lowest as far as sea level goes that I've ever been in my entire life on the planet. No, because Israel itself is already below sea level.
This is where the whiskey grounds and the beer chase.
Here comes the water.
Watch your head. This is training right here.
But I'll be okay.
Oh, this is not bad. This is nice and soft.
Yeah.
They got it lit up in here too.
Listen. This is real slick here, guys.
Very slippery, right? Just so you know, very slippery right here.
Very slippery. with a candle, in the garage. You can see there's the bottom.
They got holes in the wall.
Be careful where the rock is every time.
They got buckets down here and drawing water.
So we're talking about, when we talk about this tunnel that we're going through, the thing that people have to understand is it flows. The idea, biblically, fundamentalists will look at this and they begin to say as early as 1871 that what's going on is this is the fulfillment. When they first found it, 1871 is when they started saying, you know what, this probably was what's talked about in the Bible. So 2 Kings 22, 2 Chronicles 32, and Isaiah 22 verses 9 and 11.
Well, it's definitely something. It's definitely not. We're not imagining we're here.
No, that's right. But what they're saying is they say this was what Hezekiah punched through to bring water into the city when Sennacherib is coming. The Assyrians are coming.
Oh, wow.
So Israel
Deep
is,
yeah, I'm listening. Is that true, though?
well,
Wow, that goes very far down.
question. Now, critical scholars have come.
Yeah, give me the critical scholar. That's what I want to hear.
So I'll tell you, for a long time, people just said, yeah, it's Hezekiah's tunnel, and that obviously gets its name because the Bible talks about this tunnel. But Ronnie Wright and the archaeology team that came in, like 2011, I believe, is when the paper is published, they began to propose other ideas. Not that it wasn't done in Hezekiah's time, but that it was done in stages.
I see.
So that way you don't have to say.
So he gets the layup that they toss up for him.
Yeah,
They give him the alley-oop and he slams it down.
Exactly. Yeah.
I get it.
But he had to know it. Don't think it wasn't this major work. But at the same time, like we passed through what they think is Canaanite and Jebusite.
Yeah.
So over time, people began to cut more and more and more.
And they just keep going farther and farther.
Water, you know.
Yeah. That makes sense. I like that approach.
So I think that's probably right. I think that in Hezekiah's time.
This would be a lot to do in one lifetime.
Yeah. So from a critical standpoint, even if somebody said, well, you know, was it Hezekiah? Was it Uzziah? Was it one of the kings?
Yeah.
I think because we have this record, strangely, we have this record, it's mentioned in 5 texts I just listed, that deal with this, you have to say there's probably something there.
Yeah.
So 8th century, but Ronnie Wright looks at this and he says, you know, the tunnel that we're going to go through and bring your viewers through, it was probably done in part as early as the 9th century. So it's like in stages.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. Let me take a look at this.
Yep.
Are you all right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, check this out. This is really important. The Gihon Spring. It's mentioned, as you can see, when Solomon is anointed king, he goes down to the Gihon Spring. Notice it says, let Zadok the
Sadducees.
You know? So there's 2 priestly groups. You have Abiathar and you have Zadok.
Nice.
There's a major split between the two. You have 2 totally different groups there.
Yeah.
Zadok ultimately wins the day. And remember, Abiathar, he sides against Solomon. He bets on the wrong horse. So what happens is, Solomon, when he takes the throne, he banishes the people of the priest of Abiatar's line, and he goes, you go to Anatot. Well, that's not so bad, really, because Anatot is a priestly city. So
instead of executing them, he let them live.
Guess who's from Anatot? Jeremiah.
Oh, okay.
So
he comes out of that school then.
Yeah, Jeremiah is a priest. He's the son of a priest. His dad, we read in Jeremiah 1, is Hilkiah. Hilkiah discovers a scroll.
This is a straight drop down?
Yeah. Check that out.
Can I walk on this? That was scary. I don't know if I trust it, but I did it anyway. This looks like a... Damn. I didn't know it was this far down. We still got a ways to go. Derek, aren't you glad you came? Can't miss this site.
A lot of work has been done at the city of David, and when we were coming down, Neil, you pointed out some of the discoveries of the bulla, these seal impressions. And so what's interesting about these, they're found not only in the city of David, like in the Gabati parking lot, Mazar, Benjamin Mazar, his daughter, and then, all the way down through. A lot just recently passed away. But these scholars were finding these bulla, and they have names that we know from the Bible. Now, some might say, well, how do we know it's really that particular person? Some of them are pretty specific.
Wow.
We'll talk about those later.
You guys can go down there, but this is the way to the wall. So go ahead. I got decided. You can report back to us. Are you going in with them?
Yeah.
Okay, go. Let them go.
Oh, wow.
Okay. We'll see you guys in the house.
As you can see, I'm in this little ass cave right now, trying to get through this water. Wow. This is incredible. I really hope I don't slip and fall. Woo. There's a whole other tunnel right there. Wow. Completely dark. As you can see, when I turn the flashlight off, you can't see anything. Without this flashlight, I'm done for. But I'm not alone either, so I shouldn't really say that. But as you can see, I'm knee deep in water right now. Went through this tunnel. The water's kind of cold, but it's not that bad. It's doable. Okay. All right. It's getting kind of deep right here. Big hole right there. I don't know what that leads to. Oh, big step right here. Okay. Let's go. And we're going through. Now this is true gnosis right here, guys. Look how thin this wall is. I could barely squeeze through. I'm literally touching both of my shoulders on these stones right now. I'm not kidding. Both of my shoulders are touching the stones. I'm squeezing my body through. Wow. Look how thin this water is. Look at. You guys don't even, this is incredible. Whoever did this with primitive tools, are you kidding me? This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable stuff right here. Oh, it's a little rocky right here. Okay, let's go. We got this. Just a little more to go. Now imagine Hezekiah surrounded by a Babylonian Assyrian army. and they're trying to find salvation because they're doomed. If they don't find water, they're doomed. They had to come through this little tiny cave right here. Look at how thin this is, and dig through. And there's earthquakes here. They don't even know what they're risking. Imagine getting closed in on, and there's no way out. You're just waiting for your death. That could have easily happened. But they got through, and they found water. This is so thin right here. You guys see how thin this is? I'm literally turned sideways right now because I can no longer walk straight. Literally walking sideways, taking 2 steps at a time. It's so dark here. We're almost through. I'm guessing we're almost through. I have no idea, to be honest. I've never been here. But I'm guessing we're almost through. I'm guessing. Now I'm almost walking like I'm hunched over right now because the ceiling is so close to I can't even stand up anymore. That's how extreme. Okay, now we got some room. All right. This is incredible. I'm back to crouching down again. I wonder what would happen if an earthquake occurred right now when I'm in here. I wonder how much I'd feel it. It's possible. Oh, I see people down there. I see people. Now, if you're claustrophobic, you can't do this. I'll tell you that right now. If you're claustrophobic, get out of here. You ain't coming in here. I keep bumping my head because it's so low. It's so low right now. Look how low it is. I'm literally... This is something else. I don't know who convinced me to do this. I'm trying to figure out how much longer we got to go. I have ascent into Hades right now. Going to find Pluto in Japan. far is it? Are we almost out?
We got traffic jam.
Huh?
Traffic jam.
Really?
There's not the spot where
Can you? It's almost later.
2 tunnels.
Tired. This is tired. Walking with your back hunched down the whole time isn't fun, not gonna lie.
Rock here. There, you don't want to step on it and enjoy it. Pass it down.
Oh, yeah, I like this white hole. Like that? Oh, yeah. Big hole in the ground.
At least I'm standing up now, that feels better. That whole walking with your head back hunched down thing is not fun at all. And we're back down, back down hunched again. Wow, it's super thin right here.
More holes here. There's another big hole, guys.
There's no way Hezekiah did this in his lifetime. That's impossible. Minutes so far we've been down here. About 20 minutes total if you count the stair, the entrance. But 13 minutes in the water. 13 minutes in this thin, tiny cavern with a low ceiling. This is a record for me. I've never done anything like this. Completely dark in here, as you can see. All I got is this little tiny light guiding the way. Ooh. We finally got a tall ceiling for once. That's nice. I'll take that. I don't know what's up there, but I don't even care. I'm gonna keep going. As you guys can see, it's very wall-to-wall thin right here. Oh yeah. Oh man, this is thin again. Walking sideways again. Oh, what's this? Should I open it? Now we got a real tall ceiling. That's what I like to see.
This is where they have to start cutting the floor and get the load.
see light. I think we're out. 20 minutes. 20 minutes of walking through hell. 20 minutes of walking through Hades. Literally.
Oh, you did that? Yeah, okay, good job, thanks. Oh, is this your light?
No, that's built in.
What are we doing?
Look. Yeah, I can read.
What do they see?
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye. Go. Go.
What are we waiting for? Huh?
Okay, look.
Sounds like some kids.
How many people are back there?
Is everybody caught up?
Pretty much, people are waiting behind me.
There's some still behind you?
Yeah.
They're not caught up yet.
Okay, so I'm going to start telling the story. Sorry.
Go ahead.
So, in 1880. Now remember, this was discovered in the modern day in 1838. We talked about that. But in 1880, two students of Conrad Schick, who was an architect, he was also he's called the first scholar in Jerusalem. But he had a school that trained the local inhabitants on all sorts of trades and so forth. He had a student by the name, let me see if I want to tell you the name yet. We'll talk about him in a minute. So two students come through here. They decide they're going to go in the tunnel, but there are legends that there are demons in the tunnel.
Of course, it's hell.
Genie. We just met two of them, right? So scared. No, really. That's what that was. Don't get freaked out on me now. But what happens?
That was Beelzebub.
No,
More scared of you than you are of me.
But what happens is Jacob Eliyahu comes through this side. All right, his buddy is going to go through the other side, and they're going to meet in the middle. But the other guy gets scared because he thinks there's a devil in here or something. So he runs off. Poor Jacob is walking. Now, this wasn't like it is now. There's busted up one where the water rises. They haven't regulated it. This was plugged up on the south end. So anytime the water's flowing, it's like if the water comes up in the Gihon Spring, you get trapped in it. Not here because it's tall enough. But he's walking and he stumbles. And as he stumbles, he kind of feels his way up and he feels something different here. And what he finds is, he finds the inscription, but he can't make it out. Remember, he doesn't have a nice flashlight like you do. He's got a candle in his lips. So he's able to look and he thinks, I think I see ancient writing. But he doesn't, this is not quite as right. Look at the script here. This is a replica of what was discovered. It contains 6 lines. It's written in Paleo-Hebrew, and it's believed to be dated to about the 8th to 7th century BCE. Now, I'll show you something that none of these other people know about. Look at this. See this charring right here? It's dark, it's black. Scholars believe that right here, that this was what the ancient person who inscribed here set up his candle. It's a niche in the rock. Now, they didn't understand that people went through this tunnel for decades and never knew about this. Now, by the way, I want you to know that it was actually recessed in here. This is just, it's just a replica. It wasn't like a picture hung up on the wall like you see it now. But it's got cracks in it. So there's a lot of debate about what it says. First of all, they're not so familiar with the script. It's a little bit different. And it's sometimes tough. The scholars debated, is that a line in the rock, like it just cracked, or is that actually a chisel mark? When you walk by, feel with your finger, you'll notice that the letters aren't etched in deeply. So this is a yod. This is the Hebrew yod, hey, as you work your way, like you can't hardly read it. It's not etched in deeply. But this was filled with silicate because the water would rise above it. So they had to clean it. Because what you want to do with an inscription is you want to get a squeeze, which is where you take like paper, you wet it, you mash it into the rock, and you let it dry. And once it dries, you peel it off, and you have a reverse, actually the reverse of this, right? So the scholars are trying to get this done where they can read it. Well, it's so full, they tried it 2 or 3 times. Ultimately, a man named Herman is able to clean it, and they're able to get these things. But I'm going to go ahead and move because we have people coming up behind us. But as you walk by, this thing that the little child was screaming at us about, it gives you a light so that you can read the inscription and look at the replica. By the way, the Ottomans were in control when this was discovered. And the Ottomans, we don't know who hired, but I know the person who actually chiseled this out of the wall and got it out. Ultimately, it's now in Istanbul, which was Constantinople at the time.
This is a replica.
It's a replica. Yeah. Now we're almost out.
No, I'm alright. I'll go left. I'll put it on the Google Drive.
And he was saying the candle would have been like right here.
These are probably where an ancient lamp sitting here, not a candle or a lamp like anything, but the little oil lamps that we've seen with the cotton wick or the linen wick.
And the smoke and stuff just went up through there.
Right. This is the inscription. See, there are little niches here too, like maybe to help them know their rice or something, because those ancient rituals had too, and soot.
Hold up.
And you both got some footage of the little.
I got footage of it. Want me to try reading it?
Yeah.
Okay. Aleph, Lamek, Kof, Samek, Chet. I'm looking over here.
Oh, I got you.
Aleph, Lamek, Kof, Samek, Chet. See, the Aleph looks like a sideways A? And I think this is Lamek, right? Because it's all the way up here? Lamek?
Yeah.
Okay, and this is wait, is this a Resh?
Yeah, it's a
Resh, you're right. Samek though, right?
That's right.
And then Chet.
No, I'm sorry. This is an IM.
I got a good view from right here.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This fifth line, look how scuffed up it is. So this is why there's a big debate. When Shapira comes in here, and this is for real, I know you're not filming, that's fine. When Shapira comes in, I mean, it's very difficult because you can't tell what's the scratch, what's just the wear in this versus what's an actual letter. But he comes in and he's able to read. He said, it's not 1,000 meters, it's 1,200. And they laughed at him. They told him, hey, how about this, Shapira? How about you stick to rabbinic literature? He's like, no, I'm telling you. Well, now everybody, and what's so bad is once they realized that it was him, that he was right, they didn't even give him credit. They just all of a sudden they're going, yeah, it's 1,200 cubits, but nobody ever said, well, Shapira said this 8 months ago. Anyway.
Yeah.
Nice. I got some good shots. Did you want to get pictures?
Yeah, but how are we going to get it? I can't get around you.
I'm telling you, this is.
Yeah, I'll just,
way.
Look, check.
Yeah, can you just move over a little? Yeah, move that way just for a second. Thank you.
There you go.
I just want to get a nice little, because this is a good light. Now I can see it better. All right.
This too?
I just want to see. Okay. Oh yeah. I'm gonna try to read this later. I'm not gonna try to read it now. I'm gonna try to decode it later.
And look, Neil, I'm gonna hook you up, brother. I have every one of these inscriptions, like the transcripts, made from day one to what they see now.
Oh yeah.
Damn.
All right, we could go. My bad. Let's get out of here.
Hey,
Beelzebub. Huh? Hey, Beelzebub, what are you doing over there?
Hey guys, one more thing. One more thing. Hey. I never saw this.
Oh, what?
Guys. Is that what they cut yes, out? I didn't know this was here.
This is what they cut out.
So I was wondering, look, so here's where this is where, gotta get me a picture of this. This is from my paper.
What is this for?
Oh, look. This is where they had the
so you had it wrong.
I had it wrong because I was using the model that they had. They put, right here was the candle. And
I see what you're saying.
Where the inscription. Yeah.
So hold on, Lex, hold on.
So the inscription was actually right here, and they chiseled it out. Man, I'm so glad I just happened to see that.
Now, what did they do that for?
Because the Ottomans wanted to take it as a treasure. Realize in the 19th century, these guys are all about bringing treasure to the homeland. So this is it, though. Yeah, this is amazing. And so when people come here, notice it's even higher. It would actually be right here. So I couldn't make sense of, I'm here telling you on video, hey man, this is actually, it wasn't mounted here, it was actually chiseled out. This is where it would have actually been.
Wow.
Amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, so this is
like being in the past.
If I can do it like that.
Other way. Try, flip it up, like tilt it up. There you go.
Yeah. What I'm trying to do, look, Derek, what I'm trying to do is catch right here so you can see, so you can see on this side is where they had the candle, and over here is where it was actually mounted.
I see what you're saying.
See?
Okay, and you can point on the photo. You can put an arrow here and an arrow there, or even put a
Yeah.
And
that's
see,
pretty awesome.
I wonder if that'll show too. I can explain that. So I'm going to paste this off because they're saying it's like 19 feet from the exit.
Do you remember what that says in English? If you could summarize.
Roughly, what it basically just says is that behold the excavation. 2 teams of workers were working, a man with his picks to his brother, and they met in the middle, and so forth. So what they're trying to figure out is, when you read this, it's just an account of the construction of the tunnel itself. So we have to, this is...
I got it.
But, that's basically it. But then it says, the end of it talks about 1,200 cubits, meaning the flow. The flow is 1,200 cubits. So this is what the scholars were debating. They were like, well, is it 1,000 cubits or 1,200? And this big, I know you guys know this, but there's this big debate. You ever read about, is it the royal cubit? Is it?
Yeah.
Well, what this,
Egyptian.
Imagine this set off a storm for the scholars because they're like, well, if you're talking about the Egyptian cubit, the math actually works at 1,000 cubits.
No way. Because have you noticed Hezekiah's stone has an ankh on it?
Not this.
No, I'm talking about the other one.
Yeah.
So you can put 2 and 2 together. They're still working with this is still the Egyptian world.
You got to figure that out.
Wow, you hear that, everybody? We're doing archaeology right now. Oh shoot, this is it? Wow.
He's the first guy. Now we all know that now. But this is in 1880. He's the first one. The other thing that Shapiro knew is every scholar.
I don't think I know that person.
The ancient paleo said
So behind who I didn't know. At least I couldn't recognize him.
Shapiro said it said 1,200 feet.
Yeah,
No, they're not.
Told you.
You're at the end. Okay.
Only fair thing to do to vindicate Shapiro, there needs to be a plaque that says my boy Moses Shapiro was the first to do it. That's right. It needs to be right here. Thank you, Moses Shapiro, for telling us what this actual inscription meant and for reading it correctly.
You translate it.
He did. He did. So we've got a lot more to look at. But this was Hezekiah's tunnel. You like that?
Yeah. That was intense. That was a rush right there.
That was well worth it. I just got trapped on.
We made it out alive.
You know, there's an ancient saying.
We found Beelzebub.
There's an ancient saying that
Oh, it's slippery. Whew. Oh yeah.
Wasn't that deep?
I survived Hezekiah's tunnel.
Coins? Hey, hang on, let me tell them.
Hey Derek, let me get your interview thoughts on that experience.
Dude, that was wild, bro. And you know, for a moment, you imagine if like something went wrong or
What if there's an earthquake?
anything. What if the walls closed and crushed you? And
Right.
you know, your mind plays tricks on you a
Right.
little bit while you're going through it.
Oh yeah, I thought the same stuff.
And good thing we're all communicating and talking all the time
Yeah.
because it helps psychologically.
It does. When having other people there helps. Yeah.
Yeah.
let's see. Do we have everybody?
Where we are.
Almost. There's not that many of them.
Yeah,
You can look
we're-
right there. It's like seven.
Yeah, the pool of Siloam is right here. So it's on the map actually. We'll look at it. It's a little bit easier. I think they might have a Muslim. What's that?
Just in the Muslim neighborhood right here.
Yeah.
That's my uncle. It's the Muslim neighborhood, but it's also Jewish neighborhood.
Yeah, Silwan is both.
Well, that's the end of that one.
Hey, Zach, you want to
I'm gonna upload this one as soon as possible. So keep tuned for the next one.
About it. You had a good time?
I did.
I'll tell you what, I love this thing. This is one of the highlights of the trip for me, because even though we may have doubts, we may not know every detail about this. Was it Hezekiah? Mentioned several times. Is it Hezekiah who's responsible for making that tunnel, or was it several decades of work? My personal feeling is it took longer than just, they weren't just notified that, hey, the Assyrian Sennacherib is coming, let's just punch out a tunnel. That's 1,750 feet. So it really does. I think the scholars are right that this is one of those things. Hezekiah probably punched through the final phase, and he needs to get that credit. And his credit is that he actually brought water inside the city to save his people so that they wouldn't have to go out in war. But I love walking through that because that's real. That's real. People
Whatever
can.
you think about it, it still exists.
That's right. And if somebody tells me, well, Hezekiah didn't do it, I say, well, who do you think did?
Someone did.
And what's the evidence? I mean, the dating.
What's the other option?
Remember, the cool thing about this is the actual inscription. The inscription puts us, we date it because of the paleography. We know about when it happened. And you know what? It puts us about in the time of Hezekiah.
Yeah.
So I think it's one of those things that makes skeptics and scholars alike. It brings skeptics and scholars alike into a question that says, wow, I mean, is there anything more real than that?
Right.
I think it's real.
Awesome. Thank you.